Yo, what's going on YouTube? BGram44 back here again today with another heater. I wanted to cover campaign today. I wanted to kind of give like my review of the campaign. I have completed it. Obviously, I've beaten it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was 3.5 hours long. It was very short compared to 90% of COD campaigns. Um, I want to just like I feel like there's a lot missing with this campaign. I've heard the same thing from a lot of people. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. I definitely did, but I feel as if I'm starting to kind of feel that this is a DLC, like just a little bit. Now, I think what's starting to get me a little bit with the whole ordeal, there wasn't supposed to be a Call of Duty this year. They realized how bad Modern Warfare 2 was doing. They realized how bad Warzone 2 was. So they were like, "Oh God, we have to get something together quick. Like we have to fix something." And the answer for that for them was going to be MW3, with new movement and new mechanics, stuff like that. But there's so much at hand, like just beyond this campaign, that it's really starting to get a little concerning. I think with what we did get with campaign, I was actually like impressed for the amount of time they had to make what they did make. I was thoroughly impressed. There were a lot of things in the campaign that were covered that tied into Warzone 1 as well, that answered a lot of questions. One thing I thought was really cool, I haven't seen anybody talk about this, but Makarov, okay? The mission where you're in Verdansk, you get Makarov out of the stadium. When you're in the helicopter, he's like, time is everything, you know? And then the airport blows up. And if you played Warzone 1, the airport was already blown up. Like it started off like that. So it was cool to see that backstory, to see like why the stadium was all damaged, see why airport was damaged. Like it's really, really neat to kind of see these small little features come into the game, and see them tied together, like I gotta say. But with that being said, I think they're kind of beating a dead bush by like provoking this story and campaign and then releasing like games that are following like this whole new time frame. Like I don't know if I'm you gotta think we didn't do any like Los Alamos like anything in this campaign at all. This is straight Task Force 141 Makarov. The only character we kept in play was Farah. Like that was the only MW2 in the Modern Warfare 2019 character that stayed in play. So like I guess we're kind of leaving that like other task force behind in a sense. The operators are still available, but this campaign was like geared for a game more like MW 2019. So I think for me playing it, I was almost getting frustrated knowing that like realistically Warzone 3 this year is probably not going to be the hottest game. Like and that's, that I've accepted that. Like there's too many changes that are going to be coming, but it's like we keep getting like Verdansk dangled in our face, and like as bad as I want Verdansk to come back, like obviously, especially with like the new Fortnite OG, like everyone's playing that, super sick. I don't know, man. I feel like the campaign was just a big tease, like 100%. That's what this campaign was for. It was like, it's like the same reason they do it a week early too. It's people see gameplay and they get all excited. It's like supposed to like reel you in, but realistically, for me, the campaign, most of it was just about Verdansk. I mean, obviously they covered Urzikstan a little bit, but the Urzikstan missions you don't really enjoy that much. Like at least I didn't. Like I enjoyed Verdansk. That is like the best laid out map. And then I got to thinking to myself, like overthinking, like, oh well, when Verdansk comes back, because it's inevitable, we are getting Verdansk back. Like there's a hard date on it too. That's the craziest part. There is a hard date for the release of Verdansk. Like that 100% it is coming back. Like I don't care what people say, bro. It's coming back. But it's like, remember when they changed Verdansk to the Cold War map and everyone was like, "Oh, this update's like cool, like there's changes, but the game didn't change enough at the time." So then they came out with Caldera, like a whole new map, and they changed everything, and it was just like even worse. Well, like we're still stuck with that. So I think we're gonna get Verdansk back, but we're not gonna have. It's not gonna play the same, like at all. It's not gonna be the same. The movement's still gonna be relatively slow compared to what it is like now with Modern Warfare 2. I mean, they brought slide cancel back. It doesn't reset tag sprint. I'm good for that because I like the fact that you can break cameras, but there's so many little aspects with the game that like just for fluidity, and that's not even just talking about movement, like UI, everything like that. So going and playing this campaign, just seem like it almost seemed fake. Like I don't know how to explain that. Like it doesn't, this isn't going to be the game we're about to be playing. Like there's no way. And one thing that kind of bothered me too from beta, which I know campaigns mechanics are slightly different than beta. You can't get a true feel of COD playing a campaign. You have to play a multiplayer because they do have slightly different mechanics. But the delay after slide canceling, there's like a delay in animation for like lifting your weapon up. And like I don't know why they don't get rid of that delay, because it's not going to do anything to make the player's speed move faster. Like the tack slide cancel to sprint and like have your gun back ready, it's just like it's a little too delayed. They got to get rid of that. Just small things like that. And then obviously I keep thinking about UI and stuff like that. I know this video is supposed to be about campaign. Here I am talking about Warzone 3, but the reality of it is that's what we play around here. The campaign I've been talking very highly about. Realistically, I thought the missions were great. I thought it was fun. But when I think about like, oh, why did I think it was so fun? It's because it was a lot of Verdansk. Like there was more Verdansk than not throughout this campaign. And that's what made it for me. I think it was that nostalgic feeling. Obviously having Task Force 141, Makarov's the bad guy. Like it's like the nostalgia bombs, you know, we're getting things we've had before gifted as like new and shiny, you know. It's cool, but it's getting a little bit annoying, just a little bit. And I'm getting so excited. Maybe that's it. Maybe like the campaign got me so excited for Warzone and like the multiplayer. I know the multiplayer is gonna slap. It's hard to mess up a COD multiplayer. A lot of people say Warzone ruined multiplayer. I'm on the fence about that. Like I see that, but I also don't. I know multiplayer is gonna be good this year, but us Warzone boys, I don't know if we're gonna be eating. Like the Urzikstan map's all right. It's not Verdansk, but again, it's like if we go back into Urzikstan and we have new movement and new mechanics, but we still have like the same UI features of Warzone 2, the game's chopped. That's what ruined that game for me. Like realistically, I could do without the movement. Like obviously I prefer the movement, but if they just up and said, hey, we're gonna get rid of movement, like we're done with it, but we're gonna leave the UI, everything the same, like I'm still invested. I am still in the game. I play these games so like I can use my personal stuff. Like I'm not trying to run around a map and pick up random crap. And I'm just started. It's hitting the boy. We got what, 3 days until release of multiplayer, and then not even a month after that we have Warzone 3. So only time will tell. Let me know down below what your favorite campaign mission was. Let me know what you think about Warzone too. Like just in general. This is more of a rant than just talking about campaign a whole. I think the graphics in campaign this year were absolutely insane. I played it on veteran. It was difficult. Like I died a million times in this gameplay right here. Like there's a part up here where you have to kill a bunch of snipers. I died like 100 times, bro. I got so mad. But with all that being said, I gotta say my favorite mission in this COD campaign was definitely sneaking around. Like sneaking around as Price was a ton of fun. The open weapon missions were pretty cool. I enjoyed them. Kind of took away that Call of Duty feel for me a little bit though. Like I was really excited about them. I played them. I didn't dislike them, but they're not my favorite. Like if I had a preference, I'm obviously going to go with like the classic standard, you know, layout. But regardless, I want to know how everyone's feeling. Also, I mean, God, I don't want to say like, let me know what you think about the ending down below without spoiling it for people who don't know how this game ends. Like, do not spoil it. Just let me know what you think about it down below, because that's another thing. Like, that ending was bananas, and then the game's just over, but it was lackluster at the same time. Like, the game was 3.5 hours long. It's like, I don't know. It's like we didn't get enough meat and potatoes, but that's all I got to say. I'm excited. We got 3 days, gang. I should be streaming all day Friday. So, like from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep, we should be streaming. Should be an outrageous stream. Get ready for that. If you're new to the channel, this is the first video you watched. My bad, bro. Like, this is me ranting. You caught me like just in like a weird mood, I guess. But hit that sub, crush that like. We're getting back to regular content here shortly. I'm going to upload the last mission of campaign. I'm not gonna upload the like the Gora Dam open combat mission. I don't think I'm gonna upload that one. It was pretty lackluster, but I definitely want to get the last mission put in here, and I want the final cutscene on the channel as well, because they were pretty epic. I want the gang to be able to see that. This mission, this is as much as we're probably going to see within this mission. This one was kind of annoying, like real talk. It didn't make much sense. Like they didn't explain why Shepard had been kidnapped in the first place. Like you kind of have an idea of why like Shepard was kidnapped, but not entirely. I don't know. Like I said, too many loose ends. But I'm out of here, gang. I am super tired. We're gonna get this uploaded, and then we will be back tomorrow with another heater. I love you all so much, man. Hit that sub, crush that like. I'll catch you tomorrow. Let's get a game.